Can goodness and moral standards truly exist without the belief in God? This question opens a Pandora's box of philosophical inquiry. Now let's delve into the argument that the belief in God forms the basis for morality. The notion here is that without the belief in God and an afterlife, people are not held accountable for their actions. It's like a world without law enforcement. Who would stop you from breaking the rules? Let's consider the atheist's perspective. Their sense of right and wrong is often influenced by a culture shaped by a historic belief in God and moral teachings from Scripture. But isn't this a paradox? Their moral compass, in essence, is guided by the very concept they reject, the existence of God. This dynamic sparks a profound question. How does an atheistic worldview justify an individual's morals? Are these moral rules invented for pragmatic purposes, or do they have a deeper, more universal origin? We'll continue to explore these questions in our next scene. So, how does an atheistic worldview justify an individual's morals? Can moral rules be invented for pragmatic purposes or derived from animal instincts? This is a question that stirs many a philosophical debate. Some argue that without a higher power, our moral rules are nothing more than constructs invented for the practical purpose of maintaining order in society. But is that all there is to it? Others suggest that our sense of right and wrong could be derived from our animal instincts. After all, animals exhibit behaviors that seem to mirror our own moral codes, like caring for their young, sharing food, and even some form of conflict resolution. But can these instinctive behaviors truly form the basis of human morality? Now consider an evolutionary worldview. If survival of the fittest is the rule, then why should stronger individuals be objected to harming weaker ones? It's a harsh question, but one that needs addressing. If morality is solely rooted in evolution, it leaves little room for empathy, compassion, or fairness. In the grand scheme of things, it seems that a naturalistic worldview might lack an ultimate foundation for ethics and meaning in life. Can atheists have a sense of good and evil without believing in God? This question is often a point of contention in philosophical and theological debates. Some argue that a sense of morality can exist independently of religious belief, while others contend that moral awareness is inherently linked to a higher power. One perspective suggests that atheists, despite their lack of faith in a divine entity, can still possess a keen sense of right and wrong. This sense of morality, they argue, is not derived from religious teachings or divine commandments, but rather from the innate conscience within each of us. This conscience, they explain, is a universal phenomenon, transcending cultural, religious, and personal boundaries. It's like a moral compass, guiding our actions and decisions, nudging us towards what is right and deterring us from what is wrong. But where does this conscience come from? If it's not a product of religious teachings, could it be a proof of a divine existence? Could this inner moral compass, present in each of us, be a manifestation of God's law written on our hearts? Is it possible that our conscience, this innate sense of right and wrong, is evidence of a higher moral authority? So, does the existence of a moral conscience in each of us, whether we believe in God or not, suggest a divine origin? That's a question worth pondering.